Just come to a seated cross-legged position and close the eyes. And take a moment to arrive. There's some things that just never get old. And I find that the first moments of centering in the yoga practice, that's one of those things. That and the final Shavasana. Something about just arriving in this space that you've dedicated exclusively to the introspective practice of yoga, to the overall health of mind and body. That sacred space of stilling the mind and insulating ourselves from the external world. So if for you sitting cross-legged is just a miserable experience, then it's going to be difficult to connect with that calm state of mind. Chances are you'll just feel agitated. So feel free to have legs extended or sit on some height to tilt the pelvis forward. There are, however, a couple of things that you can do, whether you're sitting even on a chair or in Sukhasana as we are sitting on the mat, on the floor, that have a common denominator, with the emphasis being on elongating the spine. So the vertebrae are not stacked one flat on top of the other, more of an S-shaped curve. You can feel your sitting bones rooting down. Visualize the tailbone sliding just slightly under. A natural curve where the lower back is. A rounding slightly outwards of the thoracic spine. Stack the ears above the shoulders. Chances are you'll have to emphasize drawing the head back. It's an interesting little test to take if you go to stand up against a wall and bring the back of the head against the wall without tilting your chin up. You may be shocked to find how far back the head needs to go in order to connect with the wall. So we kind of live in this forward head posture society. And we can counter that somewhat, draw back from the center of the back of the skull. It has an effect of softening the gaze, softening the muscles of the face and the jaw. Now bring your awareness to your breath and start breathing more deeply. Take your deepest inhale, a conscious effort to pull the breath down towards the lower belly. And a complete exhale. At the end of what you think is a complete exhale, press a little bit more air out of the lungs. Feel your abdominals engage. Then move back into your inhale. Exhale, a feeling of softening the muscles around the structure of the bones. Then take another inhale, Rise up, lift from the crown of the head and the highest points of the ears. As you exhale, round your spine, chin to the chest, soften and relax the shoulders inwards. Draw the chest through the arms, lift your heart center, draw the shoulder blades together. Exhale and round, chin to the chest, drop the belly back towards the spine. Inhale, lift the heart center, squeeze shoulder blades together. Exhale and round, and move through spinal rotations. Draw your torso forward, round back as you exhale. Just bringing a little bit of movement into the body, lubricating the major joints, and also synchronizing breath with movement. On your next inhale, change the direction. And allow the rotations to get smaller and smaller and smaller, circling back to the center. Stack one vertebra on top of the next. Breathe in, sit tall, and at the top of your inhale, suspend your breath. Slowly and patiently exhale. Exhale. Empty out the lungs completely. Then allow the breath to find its natural rhythm. We'll open the eyes, uncross the legs, extend them straight out in front, give the knees a little bit of a shake, and just walk your way forward over the legs. Rather than collapsing the chest forward, inhale and lengthen the spine away from the hips, away from the pelvis, and exhale, maybe slide a little bit deeper into that stretch. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, come a micromillimeter further forward. And last time, inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, maybe find a little bit more space. Walk your way back up to center. Plant the hands by the hips. Point your fingers towards the side wall. Roll the shoulders back and down. Press into the heel of your hands. Lift your heart center. And face forward. Extend the left leg out to the side. Take your right foot to the inner left thigh and walk forward. And repeat that same sequence of inhaling, lift and lengthen. Exhale, creep a little further forward. Keep your sitting bones reaching towards the floor. And inhale, grow taller. Exhale, visualize the pelvis tilting forward. Spine remains nice and long. And one more breath in. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, come forward. Walk your torso to the inner side of the left leg. Reach the crown of the head beyond the sole of the foot. It's moving in that direction rather than down towards the floor. Come up onto your right fingertips. Drag that right hand further forward. So hook your fingerprints into the mat like little magnets, or into the floor like little magnets. And imagine dragging the fingertips towards you. So fingerprints root down, drag them towards you. Then soften that outer right shoulder down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, maybe a tiny bit further forward. We'll just do that the one time. Keep your left hand down, spin the right arm along the plane of the cheek, reach the fingertips towards the side wall. Press your right knee down towards the floor. And press your inner left arm against the leg to help rotate the torso to face forward. And inhale, lengthen the spine away from the pelvis. Exhale, slip into a slightly deeper stretch if the body invites you. Now you can soften the upper elbow. Maybe hold on to the head, support the weight of the head. Maybe start to lift your gaze towards the sky. Then make your way through the body one more time. Press your right knee towards the floor. Squeeze the inner arm against the leg. Lengthen the spine as you inhale. Release the torso towards the leg. Exhale. Engage your abdominals to come up. So a gentle contraction of your abs. Press into the lower hand, and with an inhale, come back up through center. Extend the right leg out to the side. Tent the fingertips by the outer hips. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Bend your elbows, squeeze them in towards each other, and lift your heart center. Press the sitting bones down, so nice and strong, sturdy legs. You can lean the torso slightly back, but keep lifting heart center, the sternum towards the sky. And face forward. Take the left foot, inner right thigh. Walk forward. So you can take that right leg out just as wide as it will go. Anchor the sitting bones down. Take an inhale, lengthen your spine away from the pelvic bowl. Exhale and release the torso down. It's really important that you're not letting the mind push the body deeper into the pose. So through the practice of yoga, we start to tune into the wisdom of the body. You're going only as far as the body allows. And not just allows, but really does invite. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And if the space is there, maybe slide your way in a little bit deeper. And last time, inhale, lengthen the spine. A full breath out. And walk your hands towards the inner right leg. Reach the crown of the head towards the top of the foot in that general direction. Keep pressing your left knee down towards the earth. Come up onto your left fingertips. Creep the fingertips beyond the foot. That's the direction that you're thinking about moving. Then soften the outer left shoulder down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and release. And the right hand stays down. Inhale, take the left arm along the plane of the cheek. Keep guiding the outer left knee down. Then start to press the arm into the leg. At the same time, press the leg into the arm. So they're squeezing in towards each other. Spine is still lengthening away from the pelvic bowl as you breathe in and softening downwards as you breathe out. Soften the upper elbow. You could just let that arm dangle there, but it's also nice to support the weight of the head if you like that option. The gaze is either forward or starting to move up towards the ceiling. And make your way back through those checkpoints again. Knee releasing down. Spine lengthening up and over. Arm gently squeezing against the inner leg and vice versa. Weight of the head supported in the hand. Press into your lower hand, come on up, engage the abdominals, and take the left leg back out to the side. Tent the fingertips behind you, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Soften the elbows, lean into the fingertips. Inhale and lift your heart center. Face forward for a gentle spinal twist, face right. Inhale back through neutral and turn to the left. Back to center, bring the hands under the knees, guide the soles of the feet together. Flap your butterfly wings. Then use your hands, guide the knees together and swing your legs to the side. Finally coming into tabletop. And right away, you can start to move through cat-cow. As you inhale, lift your sitting bones, press your hands forward on the mat. Exhale, round your spine, pull the palms towards you. You may notice how this starts to engage the abdominals. And inhale the gaze forward, maybe lift the chin a little bit higher, press the palms forward. Exhale, drop chin to chest, curl the spine. Full deep breath in, fill the lungs. And exhale. Look right towards the navel. Engage your abdominals, hover your knees above the floor. Attempt to pull your hands towards your knees and your knees towards the hands. Knees come down, take an inhale, arching. Exhale as you round, look towards the belly. Engage your abdominals, hover the knees above the mat. Take your downward facing dog. And once you get there, pedal the heels. A little shift of the hips from side to side. Come to a standing forward bend at the back of the mat. Walk your hands towards your feet and fold over the legs. Take opposite hand to elbow. Shift forward and back. Give the feet a little massage. And settle into neutral. Pause here and just feel the weight of your head. Allow it to get heavier with every exhale. Use the weight of the head as a tool to soften through the front of the throat, sides of the neck, back of the neck. Release the arms, stack one vertebra on top of the next. Inhale, round your way up. When you come to standing, lift your shoulders up, back, roll them down, and do that again in slow motion. Lift your shoulders right up towards your ears. Squeeze them back like you want to touch the elbows behind you, then drop them down. One more time, lift them up, roll them back, attempt to touch your elbows behind you, and release them down. Now change direction. Touch the elbows, scrunch shoulders to ears, roll forward, release down. Touch the elbows, lift, and roll. Next time, you'll inhale, stretch the arms all the way up overhead, interlace your fingers except for the index. Lengthen along the back of the body, squeeze your front ribs back. Draw the hips forward. Squeeze the head with your arms and start to work the palms of the hands together any amount that they will go. Lengthening from the back of the body. Breathe in, get taller. Exhale and hinge to the right. Rest the weight of the head on the lower arm, then squeeze the upper arm in towards the head. Engage your abdominals. Take an inhale, lift up. Pause for the exhale. Lengthen from the back of the body. Inhale. Hinge over to your left. Exhale. Rest your head on the lower arm. Squeeze the upper arm in towards the head. Soften the chin away from the chest. Engage your abdominals. Breathe in, rise up. Exhale, lower the arms down. Interlace your hands behind you. Lift your heart center. Inhale. Exhale, come halfway down. Soften the chin towards the chest. Draw your front ribs away from the mat. Reach the knuckles of the hands towards the back wall for another breath in. And as you exhale, fold. Look between the knees. Let gravity pull your shoulders towards your ears. Feel that heaviness. And as a comparison, lift the knuckles of the hands towards the sky. Actively reaching the knuckles of the hands towards the ceiling, shoulders away from the ears, and see if you can feel any difference in the capacity to breathe deeply. Take your left hand down, keep the right arm up, and twist with an inhale. Draw the gaze towards the upper hand by rotating the rib cage, not by leaning to the right. Circle the arm behind you and release your fingertips to the floor. Bend the right knee. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Notice if you're leaning left. If you are, draw the back of the head back. Rotate through the rib cage. Another breath in, reach fingertips to the sky. And circle the arm behind you. And fold over the legs. Soften the knees. Round your way up through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Stretch the arms all the way up overhead and take the awkward interlacing of your hands overhead with the index fingers pointing up. Drop index fingers towards the shoulder blades. Take a moment to actually try to draw the index fingers right down towards the shoulder blades, not just pointing back towards the wall behind you. That extra effort to lift the elbows up, drop the index fingers down, then press the back of the head into the hands or the forearms as you lift your heart center into a baby back bend. Soften the throat, unclench the teeth, soften the muscles of the face. As you inhale, visualize the bottom points of your shoulder blades on your back, lifting upwards towards the sky. As you exhale, imagine folding over a beach ball, not collapsing. And do that one more time. Bottom points of the shoulder blades lift upwards towards the ceiling. Inhale. Fold back over that beach ball. Breathe out. Come to neutral. Inhale. Slide the hands down the legs and soften your knees. Exhale, release the crown of the head towards the floor. Hold on to the backs of the legs. Draw yourself into a bit of a deeper stretch. Nod the head yes and no. Walk your way forward. Take downward facing dog. Because the head is below the heart in Adho Mukha Svanasana, your downward facing dog pose, it is considered a bit of a resting pose. That might seem like a crazy thing if you're new to the practice of yoga, but trust me, keep coming. Over the years, it becomes pretty relaxing. At the same time, you're working all of the muscles of the body. If you press your thighs back, lift your hips up, hollow out the belly, hook your fingerprints into the floor, squeeze the arms towards your head, release the crown towards the thumbs. Do this all while breathing deeply. And if one of those cues resonated with you, then that's more than enough. Come up high onto the toes, look forward, find your way to the top of the mat, lift halfway up when you get there, and fold over the legs. Step your feet side by side, bend your knees, take an inhale, reach the arms up. Reach the arms up only as high as you can without feeling any pinching in the lower back. So if the arms come closer to the ears, chances are there's a little bit excessive arching in your lower back. If there's pinching there, then lower the arms down. Much more important that you're feeling this in the upper thighs, maybe in through the glutes. Visualize your shoulder blades on your back. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards the spine. Feel that sturdiness in the shoulder girdle. Then extend the fingertips forward at the same time without rounding the upper back. Take another breath and feel that. Shoulder blades squeeze towards the spine. Exhale, deepen the bend in your knees. Press into the feet. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway up. Lengthen, draw the front ribs back. Exhale, a deeper forward fold. Bend your knees back to Utkatasana. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, squeeze shoulder blades towards the spine. Keep the shoulder blades drawing back, fingertips stretch forward. Inhale. Exhale, deepen the bend in your knees. Inhale, come on up, arms overhead. Exhale, fold over the legs. One more time. Halfway lift, a deeper forward fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, draw the shoulder blades back. Inhale, stretch the fingertips forward. Exhale, a deeper bend through the knees. Inhale, rise up to stand. Exhale, and fold. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. A deeper forward fold as you breathe out. Separate the feet mat width distance apart, so take them nice and wide. Once they come mat width distance, rotate the toes out 20 or 30 degrees. Bend your knees deeply. Rest the elbows to the inner thighs. The inner knees themselves are pretty sensitive, so try not to press the elbows against the inner knees. Those tendons can be kind of sensitive and unforgiving if you damage them. While the arms are there, before you use them to press the knees back towards the wall behind you, focus on using your outer hip muscles to do that work. So squeeze the knees back. Press the outer edges of your feet down. Baby toe sides of the feet sealed into the earth. Now use a little bit of strength of the arms to assist the knees drawing back towards the baby toes. And if you're feeling some heat in the thighs like I am, embrace the opportunity to work those leg muscles, maybe a little bit harder than you naturally would do when you're practicing yoga at home alone. Now use the right arm, press your right knee back, look to your left. If your right hand reaches that inner right leg, you could hold on to it for more support. At the same time, use your left arm, keep pressing the left knee back. Drop the tailbone down, drop the right shoulder down, breathe into your upper back, inhale. Come to center. And thank goodness we will take a break between the two sides. Point your toes forward and fold. Interlace the hands, base of the neck, draw your elbows towards each other and lengthen out through the back of the neck. Lower your hands down, pivot the toes back out 20 or 30 degrees and take a nice deep bend in the knees. Bring the elbows to rest against the inner thighs. You'll feel the thigh muscles starting to fatigue a little more quickly this time around. It's because they have become keen to what they're about to endure. They're on to us. Use your arms, press back. Seal the outer edges of your feet into the floor. Use your outer hip muscles, pull the knees back. Then focus on your left side. Press the left knee back, drop your left shoulder down, look to the right. Breathe into the upper back. Use your right arm, press the right knee back. Hold and breathe. And come back through center. Straighten the legs, point the toes forward and fold. Bring your hands to your low back. We're down through the feet. Take an inhale, rise up, and exhale, send your hips forward. Come to neutral. Right back at the top of the mat, feet side by side. Take your hands to your hips. A big step back with the right leg for warrior B. Square yourself off to the long edge of the mat and maybe take a bit of a wider stance. Arms stretch out, inhale. As you exhale, bend into the knee. The torso will want to lean to the left. See if you can lean your hips to the left and your torso to the right. Use those same outer hip muscles to squeeze that front knee towards the baby toe. But then take your awareness to the shoulders, shoulder girdle. Try to squeeze your right shoulder back as though there were a plane of glass behind you. So pulling that right shoulder blade back, not just using the right arm either. Right rib cage draws back, right hip draws back, left knee squeezes back. Take one more breath in. Exhale, deepen the bend in the knee. Straighten your front leg, inhale, and drop the right hand down. Turn your left palm to the sky, stretch fingertips towards the ceiling. Exalted warrior. Bend the upper elbow. Support the head in the hand. This is a little bit of a balance challenge as well. Draw the crown of the head towards the wall behind you And squeeze your hips to the left. Hold and breathe. Reach the left arm back up. Inhale and rise up. Take Trikonasana. Reach to your left, triangle pose, but slide the right arm in behind you. Draw the front ribs back. Draw the hips forward. Lean the torso back. Squeeze the right shoulder blade back against the wall behind you, or that plane of glass that you're visualizing in behind your back. Squeeze the right elbow back and send it towards the wall behind you. Now drop your left ear towards the shoulder and stretch out the neck. Lift the head back up, bend into your knee, release the right arm, pivot onto the ball of the back foot, lower your hands to the floor, step the right foot in just about a foot, and walk the fingertips forward for your balancing pose, Virabhadrasana C. You shift the weight into your left foot and float the right leg up. It's already a balanced challenge just to have fingertips on the floor here and standing on one leg. But if you want that extra challenge, you might take the hands to the heart center. And if you always practice hands to the heart center, I recommend trying arms alongside of the body. So feel enough energy in the right foot as though somebody is pulling that foot back. Then hold and breathe. Hands come down. Step your right foot to meet the left and fold over the legs. Take opposite hand to elbow and clasp in the opposite way. Rock from side to side. Release the arms and your hands to your low back. Press into your feet, inhale and rise up. Hands back to the chest. Take a big step back now with the left foot, arms outstretched. Square yourself off to the long edge of the mat. Maybe once you get settled in there, you walk the left foot further back. A deep breath in, lengthen the spine out of the pelvic bowl. Don't lean right as you exhale and bend into the right knee. So lean your torso left, but draw your left hip forward. See if you can remember some of those cues. What to do with the front knee. What to do with your left shoulder blade. And if you're feeling the shoulders start to fatigue, try to bring the effort of the arms here into the muscles of the back. Feel your shoulder blades spreading apart. Not just the smaller deltoid muscles holding the arms up, but an extension through the mid-back. And if it's all in the front quads, send me a moment of gratitude for the opportunity to work those muscles so fiercely. And finally, straighten out the leg. Drop your left hand down, rotate the right palm up, reach for your sky. Inhale and exhale, send the left hand down towards the back of the knee. You're still leaning your torso left. squeezing your hips to the right. Bend the upper elbow. Rest the head into the hand. Draw the crown of the head towards the back wall. Just like that standing pose, from the pelvis down, sink. That's your foundation, your stability. So root down through the feet. And spine lengthens out of the pelvis. Inhale. Exhale and send the left hand down the back of the leg. Reach the right arm back up, breathe in. Come on up through center, reach to the right Trikonasana, send the left arm behind your back. Draw the hips forward, lean your torso back. Sink into the feet. Draw the left shoulder back, down away from the ear. And release the right ear towards the shoulder and find a stretch through the left side of the neck. Left arm comes back up. Bend into your front knee. Pivot onto the ball of the back foot. Take your fingertips to the floor. Face the front of the mat like you're in a lunge and step that left foot forward. Walk the fingertips forward. Shift the weight into your right foot. Float the left leg up. Draw the front ribs back. And either keep fingertips grazing the earth, or palms together, or arms alongside of the body. Try not to lose figurative sight of the left leg. Imagine somebody is holding onto your ankle and drawing the leg back. Hold for 3. Step to the top of the mat and fold. Release the weight of the head. Shift forward and back. Step your way back to downward facing dog. Pedal the heels when you get there. And take your knees to the floor. Walk your left hand a few inches further to the left, further forward. Slide the left knee 1 inch back. Press into your left hand, inhale and reach the right arm up. Twist from the rib cage. Not just leaning right. Draw back from the center of the back of the skull. Stretch fingertips towards the sky. Inhale. And exhale. Drop the right arm in behind your left one, palm facing up. Send your hips back towards your heels. Keep the chin drawing downwards into the right arm. So more the forehead than the common variation of right temple to the floor. This time instead it's the forehead. If the chin again connects with the right arm, use the weight of your head to bring a stretch in through that right shoulder. And then push into your left hand, slide your right arm through. Return to tabletop, hands and knees side by side. Walk your right hand a couple of inches forward. Walk your right knee an inch back. Push into your right hand, take an inhale and stretch your left arm up. Rotate through the rib cage. Lean back from the center of the back of the skull. One more breath in, reach. And exhale, drop the left arm in behind your right one. Send the hips back towards the heels. Rest the chin into the arm as you lower your forehead towards the earth. Press into your right hand, slide your left arm through. Keep the hands as they are. Walk the right knee forward. Send your hips back into a child's pose, slowly allowing the hands to drag back with you. Inhale the belly forward into the thighs, and as you exhale, sink the torso down. If the forehead is resting on some support, the earth, your hands, or a block, then it's nice to bring the arms alongside of the body. Soften the elbows and feel that widening across the upper back. Allow the shoulder blades to separate away from the spine. Make soft fists with your hands and curl the fists in towards your forearms. Rotate the wrists a couple of times in both directions. And lower the hands under the shoulders, press into your palms, lift your head up, and bring the knees side by side. Sit upright on the heels. You could also do this cross-legged. Interlace your hands behind you, roll your shoulders back and down, reach the knuckles of the hands towards the floor, but lift your heart center towards the sky. Follow that same theme. Imagine a string attached to the sternum. Inhale, lift the sternum up. Exhale, fold back over a beach ball. Inhale, bottom points of the shoulder blades lift up. Exhale, gently arching back, and it doesn't have to be any further. You might just stay exactly where you are in that back extension. And then one last inhale, lift. Exhale, soften. And face forward. A gentle spinal twist to your left. Take the back of the right hand against the left leg, as opposed to holding onto the leg. You're taking the back of the hand against the leg. Press the knees, shins, and feet down. That's your foundation. Unless you're cross-legged, it's the sitting bones. Sit tall, breathe in, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist. Bring your gaze towards the right shoulder. Gently unwind back to center. A spinal twist to your right. Start by holding onto the leg, and that can be the right or the left leg, it doesn't matter. Allow the body to acclimate to the counter stretch, and then you start to move maybe a little bit deeper. Take the back of the hand against the leg. Press down through the foundation. Lift and lengthen upwards through the spine. Breathe in. Exhale, rotate. And bring your gaze to the left. Gently unwind to face forward and swing your legs over to the right side. Extend them straight out in front. Find your way to the top of the mat if you're not already there. Have your yoga block available at the back of the mat if you haven't done so already. Then with the hands to the inner thighs, drop the chin towards the chest. Visualize a C shape with your spine. Curl down one vertebra at a time. Send the tailbone towards the heels. Go as slow as you can. Point the toes. Still lowering until you can keep only the bottom points of the shoulder blades away from the floor. Embrace that shakiness. I'm feeling the love. And come down. Walk your heels in towards your hips. Slide the block under your tailbone. And just rest in a supportive bridge pose. If you really love that legs up the wall pose or lifting your feet up towards the ceiling, go ahead and do that. This can also be a nice stretch for the front side of the body, especially if you spend a lot of time in front of a computer. I mean, who doesn't these days? Widen the collarbones, allow the backs of the shoulders to release. Allow the front ribs to soften down. Allow the breath to deepen. And as your breath deepens, notice how everything begins to slow down. Lower your feet to the floor if the legs are up. Press into your feet, lift your hips up, slide the block out from beneath you if the feet are down. Stretch the arms out to the sides, do a little windshield wiper action with the legs. Bring the legs back to center and wrap your arms around the legs. You might hold on to the knees with your hands, or maybe you clasp wrists, forearms, maybe even the elbows. Resist the urge to rock. Connecting now with that feeling of slowing down, that sense of stillness. A deepening stretch along the back of the body. And take your feet to the floor. And finally walk your feet forward and make your way into Shavasana. Do it with minimal fuss. Once you come lying down, a couple of adjustments, just things that you know would drive you crazy for the next 2 or 3 minutes, make those adjustments. But then once you have, then let it go. Surrender the full weight of your body to the earth. Breath by breath, a little bit deeper. Notice the earth rising up to support the weight of your body. Connecting with that support, you can let go deeper still. Soften all of the muscles around the bones. Mentally repeat. Right here, right now, exactly as things are. I am at peace, content, integrating the benefits of the practice. Notice the breath and start to breathe more deeply. And awaken the body, wiggle fingers and toes. Rotate the wrists and ankles. Inhale through the nose, extend the arms overhead. Lengthen the spine, point the toes. And through the mouth, exhale. Bring the knees to the chest. Rock and roll forward and back and side to side. And find your way back to a seated, cross-legged position. Eyes closed. Hands together at the heart center. Sealing the practice with the sound of Om. Take a conscious breath in. Namaste. Thank you for coming.